some things, and he could have been leading his people into a burning house or a burning building. He talking about us.
So I can.
You cannot,
I have to.
because that's not a true statement, man.
So,
Why?
And
so,
then
so, Mitch,
yes,
explain. I'm sorry to cut you off, but explain what your definition of race hustling would be. Maybe you guys are just misaligned in your definitions.
okay.
So
Look,
why can't we
race.
use that? Go ahead.
Okay,
Over.
okay, cool. The great question. Okay, the person you was talking about, Reverend Al Sharpton. I'm sorry. No, I'm calling out names because that's what uncomfortable truth. Roger that. Okay, what he does at times appears out of nowhere. Let's say the Duke, if y'all remember, I don't know, 15 years ago or so, maybe 20, when the black female, I think it was Duke, the university, and said she was raped, and he just ran with it, ran with it. It came up that it was a lie. But he was there. You will see him pop in every so often. And that's race hustling for me. That's the definition. He just comes in at when it could be police brutality or something else, and then he drops in. Oh,
But he dropped in because you're supposed to believe all women.
well, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different story. But no, this was specifically it was race, white men, then black women, and that was the case.
So like I said, man, you're pushing that same narrative. You're part of the
I'm
problem.
not pushing. No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
How is that?
yeah.
How is
You're the
that?
same way, man.
All
You
you
know,
educated people, all you
that-
educated people,
they ain't got nothing to do
all
with.
you educated, and I'll put the producer in it too,
Mm.
that can come out of your mouth, your educated brain, and say that Dr. Martin Luther King was race hustling. It's ludicrous to me. And I would say before he
Why
died,
wouldn't you
that
think that?
everybody was saying that his thought process had changed, because he did say he regrets some things, and he could have been leading his people into a burning house or a burning building. He talking about us
So
or whatever.
you think desegregation was a good thing?
Well, Kane, I would say, um,
So you're saying combining everybody, forcing everybody to be together was a good thing? Is that what you're saying? Because that's what MLK wanted, right?
right.
And
And he started seeing
he
that.
thought that we were treating each other different. Because remember, all these different things that happened, all the violence that happened, the riots, the water hose, all that type stuff, that was all because people wanted to be in a facility that they weren't allowed to be in, right?
They wouldn't
They
allow.
didn't
So
come. They didn't come to the black community and then just start hosing people down on Tuesday. No, they came when they were picketing right in front of their buildings and all of that. When they were doing all this picketing in front of the building, they was like, "You need to get away, spread out." No, we're here. We're going to protest. We need to come in here and get our coffee or whatever. We need to be in this building or whatever, or do the sittings or whatever the case may be. So basically, you're going into their space and then dictating that you need to be in their space. Now,
right.
it's totally different if they came to the black community and they just start hosing people down right there at the bus stop, just mowing them down.
You know what? And you so good with your words, eloquent speaker. I mean, you probably would have been the man back in those days doing that.
I'm
But let me
just
tell you
saying.
something. Two things. You need to come to Selma. So you're gonna go to Selma and everything and see the bridge, all of that. But you just said something. It's not like they going in their communities. Because we just talking about equality. You've heard of Black Wall Street. I don't know the whole story.
Here we go.
I don't know the whole story. Yeah, but what you led up to it.
No,
you
go
led
from
up to it.
one
But didn't they go into those communities?
Who is they? Who is they?
Racist people, racist white people.
It was so when they said all these people died, were they all black people that died? Because they're gonna say so many people died during these during the massacre there in Tulsa or whatever, right?
Yeah,
they're gonna say that, right? But do they say it is all black people that got killed?
Hey, it might not have been all black people. I
Black
don't know.
Wall Street, it wasn't even called that until after they rebuilt it. It was rebuilt.
Did it prosper,
nobody
Kane?
talks about it. Nobody talks
But
about
why
that.
did it happen, Kane? See, you
It was.
that's the only point that sometimes that you get on, you get me, you overlook. Why did it happen though?
So in this case, I feel like this was jealousy. Because they were able to support their own community.
They were
But I mean,
thriving.
it's still, you guys have a point, because look at this, where they're marching at gunpoint. This is, well, they're being marched out at gunpoint, but this is where they were jealous that we were getting ahead. But if we would have, I'm not saying to stay, not that we shouldn't, mix races, but if we were able to grow this community, this could never happen, because they would be patrolling their community and they wouldn't be able to get in. And again, we're not saying, like he said, we would eventually come together, but we were able to control our own culture when we had our own communities.
Yeah, I agree with that. In this particular sense, that a bunch of them got together and they said, "Oh, they dropping bombs on them." The government, the government it was just them those crop dusters going up, and there was just regular civilians dropping stuff down. I mean, come on, bro. Everybody's thinking, it wasn't no airstrike. It wasn't no F-22 coming through, blowing up stuff.
They didn't have it. But look,
no,
it might be the only
dusters.
time. Come on,
man. It was just crop duster. You know those little single engine airplanes.
Well, that crop duster was like an F-16 back in the day. Okay, let's say that. Let's say that. I can't have you minimize things. And this is my guy, people. Congregation, this is my guy. Come on now,
man. I'm just saying, like, we can be successful without anybody else, or in mix and mingle in there. I feel like we could have continued to do what we do, and like I said, if we want to expand, then we ask those different things, and then those legislations would have came out saying, "Hey, we can mix and mingle, blah blah blah," and then we'll expand and get bigger, right? Your particular business will get bigger if you're I don't know, a locksmith or whatever, you know what I mean? Like whatever your business was or whatever, and then you be able to grow it or whatever it may be, you know? And you can go on to the simple fact that people were stealing from the blacks. They're like, man, they stole that. The black man made that first. That's exactly what you go with, right? You would always go with that, right? I know you will. I know you will. But however, you got to do what's right, know your stuff. If you're gonna come up with stuff, get it patent, do all these different things.
That's cool.
You got to do the necessary things. If not, then anybody can get it.
You heard of the Wright brothers, right? You heard of them, right? That flew the plane, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But do you know to this day, they wasn't the ones who invented the air flight. They wasn't.
So what does that mean?
My uncle Robert Lee and his friend.
Somebody else to just get a credit.
Look, I'm trying to tell you. My uncle Robert Lee. Oh, my uncle Robert Lee. Let me see. It's not in there. My uncle Robert Lee. And
you talking about the Robert Lee, like the Confederate?
No,
Robert
I
Lee?
said my uncle. Look, I'm sorry. My Alabama lingo got on me. My uncle Robert Lee and Theotis, two black men. I'm just playing on that. That's a joke. I'm just playing. But see, I was getting you there. Getting you there. But you said patent. Come on, man. Was they doing the right way? Justice by everybody? You say do things the right way. Come on, Kane. We're just talking about history. Now
well. Remember, there were black people that were a part of the Congress at this time. It wasn't like there was nothing. They were. Well, how are they getting in there? How were the black people getting in there if it's so racist?
Yeah.
If it's so racist. I mean, man, we need to go ahead and do the. Does racism still exist? We need to go ahead. And make it happen.
We thinking the same because that's what you just said. I was thinking it. Does racism still exist?
Hey, let's make it happen. Let's do.
Can I ask?
Let's do the intro. Let's do the intro, and then we can go ahead and do it.